I have been using the Amazfit GTR 2 for more than 2 weeks now, and I'm going to share my thoughts on the watch for this video. I will not be going through the unboxing, specification, features and menus of the watch anymore for this one, since I already did that on another video. If you want to watch that, which I recommend you do, before watching this one, you can check out the link that will pop up in the upper right corner of the screen and the one available in the video description below. Amazfit GTR 2 is great, but it's definitely not perfect. You'll need to watch until the end to know the details. Let's begin. Let's start with the part we interact the most. The screen. I have only used one smartwatch before, and that's Amazfit Pace. Comparing this GTR 2 to that, the screen is way more ahead. But the AMOLED screen, the colors are much punchier, the icons are crisps, the blacks are deep, and the brightness is way higher. The only thing that Pace is ahead, for me, is its reflective display, where the brighter the environment gets, the screen gets more clearer since the display reflects the light. But since GTR 2 has an AMOLED screen, the brightness is enough even on a sunny noontime outside. You can still clearly see the screen without any problem. The touch response is also great. Way better than Pace. It is responsive enough that you won't feel any lag. I do own a 144Hz refresh rate screen on ROG Phone 5 though, so I feel the slowness of the 60Hz screen refresh of the watch when using it. But for most people who uses a 60Hz display phone, there won't be any difference. For the battery life, I was a bit disappointed. Don't get me wrong, the battery life of GTR 2 is still one of the best, but I just expected too much from it. Amazfit claims that it can last for 14 days of normal usage, and also considering that I am getting 5 to 7 days battery life from my Amazfit Pace before when it was new, you can see where my high expectations are coming from. In a normal usage of about 1 to 1.5 hours of daily workout, while playing music through my Sabbath 12 Ultra TWS, always on display from 9 AM to 2 AM, a few notifications, and a once-a-day SpO2 and heart rate checks, I am only getting 3.5 to 4 days of battery life. Again, this is great, especially when you compare it to the high-end expensive smartwatches out there that can only give you 1 day of battery life. I was just expecting more. But by sharing this, now you know, and wouldn't expect too high when you are planning to buy the GTR 2. Charging is great. From 10% to 100% takes about 100 to 120 minutes. The process of charging is also really easy because of the magnets. You don't even need to align the charger, it just goes into its proper place when it snaps. What I'd like to see in the future Amazfit watches though is the wireless charging capability, but I guess the wireless charging coil will take up too much space for something small like a watch. So that's a challenge. Either way, when the watch is charging, you will not be able to interact with it. It is a good feature, I guess, since you will avoid straining the battery of the watch when you can't use it while charging. Notifications comes in fast to the watch. Depending on your settings, you can see a preview of the notification even on a locked screen, and you'll also have ringtone, which you can't change, and a vibration. I also like how the notifications from the watch are cleared when you clear the same notifications from your phone. It just makes a lot of sense to do that. Although you can also clear the notification from the watch side. I was also excited for the feature of the watch where you can accept and take the phone calls from your watch itself. This is possible since the watch has its own speaker and microphone. The microphone of the watch is great based on the test calls I did. The person on the other end of the line can hear my voice clearly. I must admit though that I haven't used this feature for an actual call yet. I guess it's one of those great features that has a very low utilization rate. Or maybe because no one calls anyone anymore in the world of comments, likes and chats. Anyway, I still think this is a great high-tech feature to add to a smartwatch. Since we are talking about the watch's speakers and microphone, listen on the watch speakers here. I am truly impressed with the GTR 2's speakers. It is loud enough to enjoy the music from your room, and remember that it is coming from this tiny 1.39-inch watch. It's not advisable to use the speakers when working out from outdoors though, since the outside noise will just eat up the GTR 2 sound. Also, do not expect a full spectrum of bass, treble and mids from the watch speakers, since, again, this is just a 1.39-inch watch. The fact that it can produce a music this clear and loud is already a special feat. The SpO2 or blood oxygen and the heart rate measurement is good enough but not great. As you can see here, I am comparing the measurement from the watch against a medical grade oximeter. The watch measurement is lower on both the heart rate and SpO2. By the way, the SpO2 measurement already includes the heart rate, so I always prefer doing an SpO2 measurement. Two birds, one stone type of things. The SpO2 measurement is so sensitive though. When measuring and the watch detected a sudden movement from your arms, it will go through the measurement and you'll have to repeat from start. Take note of that. Aside from the mediocre health measurement, one of the main weaknesses of GTR2 is its connectivity. Connecting to the phone has no issue whatsoever. It easily synchronizes the data between the watch and the phone. There's no problem on that part. When I do an outdoor run, I always have my Amazfit E12 Ultra TWS connected to the GTR2 to listen to music. But when I run on an area where there are big electrical posts, the Bluetooth connection is easily interrupted. The sound from the music I'm listening to becomes on and off, which is quite annoying. I also experienced this on my Amazfit Pace before, and it's disappointing that it has never improved after several new generations of their watches. What's more disappointing though is the very weak GPS signal from the watch. When I run on an area where my left side is a row of mid-rise condominiums, while the right side is basically an open space, the GPS signal turns on and off. Again, the right side is an open space, and the left side are just mid-rise buildings, and yet, the GPS signal is easily lost. On one of my outdoor run, I used both my GTR2 and the Nike Run application from my ROG Phone 5. Unfortunately, the GPS signal was again lost from the GTR2, and this time it took about 1 to 2 minutes before the GPS signal was able to recover. By that time, the GTR2 has already recorded about an additional 500 meters from the watch, as you can see on the screen. A huge discrepancy as a result of the GTR2's weak GPS signal. This long GPS signal lost has happened to me twice already, and on both cases, I have my ROG phone with me. During the second time though, in the middle of my run, I turned off the GPS from my phone, and after doing that, the GPS from my GTR2 has not lost its signal anymore. My phone's GPS signal might be interrupting the watch's signal, or it could be just a coincidence, and the GPS of GTR2 is just really weak. Either way, I have never experienced any weak GPS signal from Amazfit Pace, no matter where I run. I even used to run in a city, in the middle of all the high-rise buildings and in the underpass, and yet the GPS on the Pace remains connected. So, I guess the GPS device or maybe the placement is worse on the GTR2, and it feels like a big-time downgrade. I already tried using the 3 GPS options from the GTR2 settings and got the same result. Hopefully, a software update can fix this. GTR2's GPS is not a complete trash though. In 2 weeks, I had 8 outdoor runs, and 6 of them produced a good and accurate measurement. Also, there's the chance, as mentioned earlier, that my phone's GPS could be the culprit why the GTR2's GPS goes haywire. I also do walking and treadmill workouts in between the outdoor runs, and they are all decent enough. But do remember that the non-GPS workouts measures steps and distance with the movement of your arm that's wearing the watch, so stop constantly looking at your watch while doing them, since while looking at your watch, your arms is not swaying, and when it's not moving. No steps are being recorded as well. There's a lot of small features in GTR2 that makes the usage easier. It might be common to all smartwatches now, but new to me since my previous smartwatch, the Pace, doesn't have it. I might have not even discovered all watch's features yet, but I love the things like palming the screen of the watch to make it sleep, the always-on display following the pattern of your watch face when asleep. Having a ringtone from your watch for every kilometer distance ran, and for notifications, you can transfer music files wirelessly, and you can listen to it through the watch-owned speakers, you can accept and do phone calls through the watch, and the best of all, the voice command. The offline voice command is easy to use and reliable. Although, I found an issue on it. When the music app of the watch is playing, your voice command will not work. It is ironic though that you have a pause, play, stop commands for music here, when in real world, once you play something, it will not recognize the voice command anymore. Probably, the watch also listens to the music being played and gets confused.
Pause playing. Pause playing. Pause playing.
Hopefully this will be fixed by a software update soon. The Amazfit GTR 2 is not free from flaws. The big one is the weak GPS signal, considering that GPS is so essential to this watch, since one of its main reasons for existing is for tracking workouts. This weak GPS signal of the watch is a huge bummer. The features of the more expensive smartwatch are also not here, like support for SIM card, capability to answer text message or make a phone call directly from the watch, and more high-tech features. But, if you think about it, the price of this watch is almost just half of the other high-end smartwatches out there, while getting all the essentials like the 90 workout options, having an internal storage for music, GPS, its own speakers and microphone, an offline voice command feature, an OLED screen, an easily swappable strap, a 5 ATM water resistance, a great operating system, and lots of customization settings. So, for me, you get what you paid for and more for the Amazfit GTR 2. So, unless you are too nitpicky with the accuracy of your outdoor runs and other GPS-related workouts, I would highly recommend this watch for you. Otherwise, better look somewhere else. Okay? I hope this helps. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you love it, please consider subscribing to the channel. Nilasuj for watching. No but air.